Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Living Beyond Limitations. My name is Daniela Ibikiri and I am your host. So it's still the month of March and we're still celebrating women and mothers as we approach Mother's Day. My guest for today is Rifkatu Ademola Bello, an amazing mother who is shattering stereotypes and impacting our world. She's a wife, a mom of three, and has been married for a decade. She is the founder of Focusing on Women and Girls Initiative for Positive Change. We would be talking about motherhood, her challenges and triumphs of being a mother, what being married for 10 years looks like, and what she does in our NGO. So, without further ado, let's make welcome Rifkatu Ademola Bello. Hello, Rifkatu. Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations. Good to have you
Thank
here.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the month of March, and we're celebrating women, mothers, and I just want us to have this conversation surrounding motherhood, and and your NGO supports women and girls. So you are a mother and you have an NGO as well. You are a working mom. There's this stereotype in our society. Women are not supposed to do this. Women are not supposed to attain a certain height. Some believe that women are not supposed to work. Their place in the society is just to stay at home. They're homemakers, stay at home. They're just supposed to be mothers, take care of the children and, be supportive to your husband. I'm
Mhm.
saying this because you are a working mom. Yes. So, what would you say about that? Being a mother and working and the perception surrounding that.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that question. So, there's no disrespect whatsoever to homemakers. They are doing an amazing job. All of us are homemakers, right?
Mm,
And they are also partners or men who feel that that is just where they want their wives to be. That is the impact they want their wives to make. And some women are also okay just being at home and taking care of their children. It doesn't make me less of a homemaker because I'm out
mhm,
there trying to make a difference, right?
mm.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm out there trying to support women and girls, and I'm also having to work a 9 to 5, and having the home front to care for and a husband to care for as well. There's it's not easy. I won't even lie, it's not easy,
Mm,
having to juggle everything. But I think one thing for me is that I'm always looking for more. What can I do? What can I do? How can I create impact? How can I be more? How can I be a better person? And I do tell people, right? I remember having to be in a fellowship where one of the ladies asked a question that she feels so scared, trying to settle down because
mm,
what if after everything she's doing for herself, she now marries a man
mm.
who who does not support the work that she does,
Yeah.
how will she manage all of that because she feel like she will lose herself, and
Yeah.
there was this just saying, she doesn't like to hear people talk about men, do you and do you. Now let's be
Mm,
frank, unless
mm.
as a woman you don't want to settle. If you don't want to settle,
Yeah.
then it's fine.
Mm,
You're just going to be a career person and figuring it out all by yourself. But as if
mm.
you want to settle down as a woman, then your choice of a life partner is really important. It
Very.
can make
Yeah.
you or it can break you. For me, having to juggle all these things that I do is the fact that I always is for the fact that I have such a supportive partner. Do you understand? Always trying to also ensure that um if I'm out there, he's in here, trying to see how to put certain things together. So the thing is, you can't be everywhere. We are not God. You can't be
Mm,
everywhere. You need
exactly.
support. If you, my sister-in-law will always say something, send money, send your
On
money to,
errands. Yeah.
yes, on errands. Do you understand? Get if
Mm.
you see, there's no award. Sometimes in joke, I tell my husband that there's no award for who suffer pass.
That they tell you.
And there's no award for who suffer pass. At the end of the day, you can only do what you can do. And
Mm,
sometimes you find people say, my children, my children, my children.
mm,
And there was a lady, I read her story where the doctor came out to say that she came to the hospital. She had a very, very high BP. And they were trying to say, stay in the hospital, let us observe you. She said she left her children and her husband is busy. They should not disturb him. She wants to go
mm.
back to her kids, who will take care of her
Wow.
children, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
And she
okay.
left the hospital. And they got a call in the morning that she passed on. Do you
My
understand?
God.
So I keep saying that, yes, she died because the BP was so much,
Hmm.
So I keep saying that if you fall today and die, life will go on.
Porn,
So
yes.
at the verge of doing everything by yourself, being the superwoman, being the super mom,
Mm,
sit for a while and think about yourself.
mm,
There's you before every other thing. If you don't have good health, you will not be able to care for the things that you think you care so much about. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, it's just really having the right support system in place. If you can't do everything yourself, you just need support,
yeah,
the best you can, to be able to be there for your kids, be there for your husband, and be making impact as a human being that you are first,
yeah.
before even becoming the woman that is expected to care
Woman.
for home.
Exactly. You need a support system. So I listened to Sarah Fela some few days ago,
Yeah.
IWD, where some women feel fulfilled doing that, like they dedicate their life to their children and supporting their husbands, staying at home, just being a mother, and they're okay with that. But if you believe there is more to life, you were created for more. You want to make impact, then go for it. As long as you
Mhm.
have the support system, go for it. That's one thing Ibukuna Wishika stands for, and I'm so deep into her. Like, yes, you're a woman. You can also make impact in the world. But some people argue that you're a mother. What kind of fulfillment are you looking for apart from you nurturing your children? Like taking care of children is a job on its own. So what else are you looking for? A lot of women feel guilty. You, as a working mom, do you feel guilty sometimes about that?
Just do what works for you. It's not a one size fits all. Do you understand? Do what works for you. So I remember at some point in my life, I was not working for about 6 years.
Hmm.
I intentionally took leave out of job, out of
Yeah.
work. Do you understand? Because
Hmm.
it got so overwhelming. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Having to, I had I think I got pregnant when my son was about 9 months old, so, and I was also schooling. I was juggling too many things at the same time, and it was all crashing for me. So I took that decision to stay off work and pay attention to raising my children, to being there for them. Do you understand? So,
Yeah.
when I look back today and I see that, like, I'm not nursing any child,
Hmm.
they are all at some stage where if you say, oh, go and get water for yourself, they can be able to do that. And then
Hmm.
I look at myself and I feel I have all the time now to still be the person I want to be. There's no time that is late. Anytime you decide to start is the best time for you. Do you understand? There's no time that is late. So the truth is, even the society gives shame us into feeling that we are not doing enough because we are not there nurturing our children. But I
children.
tell you that tomorrow, when you even the children that you think you sacrificed your life for. So and sometimes when the children will look at you and say, "What were you doing when so so and so so were doing all the things they are
Oh,
doing?" Because
yes.
they also want to look back at you and be proud of who you have become for
Mm,
yourself. Again, I say no disrespect whatsoever to
yeah,
women who decide that that is their calling and that is who they want to be.
yes.
I give them all the respect because it's in fact it is not easy. I won't even lie, it's not easy. Do you understand?
At
So
all, yeah.
the truth is, um, whether you do it or you don't do it, the society will always talk. The society will always want to create standards for you. But at the
Mm,
end of the day, satisfy your conscience that you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing the
mm,
right thing. You don't leave
yeah,
all of your responsibility to maybe your maid or something, or the
yeah,
support that you have. It's just for you to be able to find some form of balance. It's for you to just find what works for you and like rely on that support system that you have.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. To rely on the support system. Find what works for you. If you believe that's your calling, you being a mom, taking care of your children till the last, yeah, it's fine. But I just believe that if you're not okay, you feel there's something you could do more, there is something you're meant for more, then go for it and make sure you have the right support system. Don't think men are the only people God has called to live a purposeful life to impact their world. I believe women also, mothers
Absolutely.
also. Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, exactly. So you've been married for 10 years, like 10 good years. How has that been for you? Just share your experience being married for 10 years.
Wow, I don't even sometimes when I look at it and I feel like, am I calculating well or I'm just
It will shock you.
do you understand? Because like where did the time go? Like it was just yesterday here. And
Mm,
so I think the bottom line for me for how um how marriage has worked for me for a decade is the fact that there's it's just always about unity of purpose. Do you understand? And
yeah.
just the two pillars for me has just been unity of purpose and
Mm,
compromise, because I see these days that not even these days, we always have standards that we've set for ourselves. It
mm,
has to be this. If it is not this, then it's nothing.
yeah.
Do you get? And then
Mm,
it is where you have issues of compromising for the other person is marriage is, the Bible said in, I think in Amos or so, that can two work together except
mm.
they agree. Do you
Yeah, they
understand?
agree.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so marriage is for two persons, it's not for one person. Do you
Mm,
understand? So when you see it as a form of partnership where you play your part, the other person plays his part, and overall God is in that partnership, then
yeah.
everything becomes so seamless. I mean, you are into one yourself. It's not a bed of roses. There are times
Mm.
where you feel, how did I end up with this person? Is
Yeah.
it this person? Like, do you understand?
Yeah.
There are those times where you feel, I should have been more if I did not settle. Oh,
Settle for
am
yes.
I missing so much? What, like, how would life would have been if I haven't settled, and all of that. So, but at the end of the day, you putting um each other first, So it has just been God overall,
Hmm.
seeing us through.
Yeah. I can imagine 10 years. Yeah, that's a long time. I know I'm close to that, like next year, but when I look at people 10, 15, I'm like, when I take do this thing. Even me, sometimes I'm like, next month, 9 years, I'm like, how did the time get to 9 years? It's so fine. it can be overwhelming. Like you said, compromise and unity of purpose. I think having a shared vision, yeah. So what has been your greatest challenge as a mother?
I think one one of my biggest challenges will be that um sometimes I really sometimes I really wish that okay, I saw a post recently, like all these memes put together videos where the person was saying 1 minute I want to be a housewife taking care of my children. The next minute I want to be a wife who is contributing financially to my family. The other minute I want to be there watching my children. The next minute I want to go away from them so that I can
I'm
have.
telling you,
Do you understand? So I think
yeah.
for me it would just be sometimes I wish I'm just present.
Hmm.
Do you understand? Like,
Yeah.
yes, I know I'm a present mom for my children, but sometimes I wish I can be all that I want to be, having it work out somehow for me
Hmm.
miraculously.
Hmm.
Having to do the work while I'm at home, or having to earn the money while I'm at home and still being there
Hmm.
for my children,
The
which
children,
if
yeah.
you ask me is totally impossible. Do you understand?
Hmm.
I know these days people work remotely and everything, but I am someone who just wants to go out there and get it. Whether it is, um, if I say I'm not going to work for 9 to 5, I still have my NGO to run. Do you understand? When I have an
Yeah.
outreach, I have to go out to work, and all of that. So the bottom line for me is that I've realized and I've made peace with the fact that I can't have it all.
Hmm.
Yes, no one has it all. Something is always
Yeah.
lacking somewhere. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, is to ensure that what is lacking is not very important. Like it's not lacking so much.
Much, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the thing for me. I wish I can just be a very, very present mom.
Present
Even
mom.
though sometimes I just want to run away and feel like I don't have children anymore.
Ah, exactly. Like being present. Sometimes I feel like maybe I should stay at home. But then, oh my God, sometimes and I might be physically present, but hey, I'm
Yeah.
thinking a lot of things like these children can just give me space. Like it's not easy. Like I give it up to those women staying at home every day with the children. I can't. Like I can't. It's not easy. But sometimes you feel that guilt. Like I wish I could just stay at home, be there for them. Yeah. So what has been your biggest triumph? Like, wow, I feel so good as a mother. I've been able to achieve this and I feel proud of myself.
Wow.
Mm,
So this is it. I
mm,
I don't I don't find pregnancy really easy. Do you understand?
yeah.
Because it always comes with different challenges for me. So for me, my most proudest moment when I look at my children is the fact that I'm glad I've had all of them the time that I had them. Like I can't imagine doing that now. Do you
Mm,
understand? So I kind of feel proud of myself that when I see my kids and how they are growing, that I've been able to have them when I had them, and I'm just
mm,
watching right now and praying and pruning, putting values and everything into
yeah.
place. I think that's just the most proudest thing for me, and I'm still priding in the fact that I'm still trying to um put them in the way of the Lord. But
Mm,
the most proud thing for me is that I'm glad I had them when I did. Because I can't
yeah.
imagine that now when I'm trying to really find my footing into the work that I do, trying
Mm,
to really create that lasting balance, and then I'm having to go through motherhood again. So
motherhood,
I
yeah.
give it to myself and for God's grace that I had them when I did, you know.
Yeah. I can imagine having them like early age.
Yeah.
Okay. So how has your faith helped you in your journey as a mother and the work you do?
Wow. That's a very important question. I mean, what do you do without faith? If you don't have faith in
Mm,
God, having faith in anything becomes really difficult. God is the foundation of it all. Do you understand?
yeah.
Um, my ability to do what I do today is because God is in it. It's because
Mm,
I see God as the principal of it all.
yeah.
Sometimes I just count myself blessed because when I look around me and I see how many of my age mates and even people who are older than me are still lying fallow,
Mm,
still unmarried, maybe don't have children, or still trying to figure out
yeah.
life. Faith is really at the bottom line of everything that I do. God is in the bottom line of everything that I do. He is the reason why I'm able to do the many things that I do. Do you get? So, like I was saying, I was telling my husband a few days ago, thinking about starting a business again. And I said to myself that if I can hold on to Fogi for this long, and if I
Mm,
can survive marriage for this long, it means that there's nothing I cannot nurture. Do you understand?
wow.
I just need
Yeah.
to put myself together and make it work. So
Mm,
God has just been the pillar of everything I do. And for me, faith also has played a very, very, very important role because your faith is able to tell you that when you're
mm,
what you're hoping for can eventually happen. So it has just been the Lord who has been on my side through everything that I've been doing.
yeah. Faith is very, very important in the journey of life. So let's talk about what you do, your NGO. What inspired you to start that NGO?
What inspired me was just my life as a young girl growing up, you know, um, having to figure out adulthood, transitioning from a teenager to an adult, pubertal changes, period, and all of that. So those stages were stages for me that were really, really critical. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
having gone through all of that, I do used to think that how are other girls who cannot have access to information, products, how do they navigate um all those things, and how girls like me who never had opportunities, who never had access to information, who never had access to sanitary products, how were they able to navigate that stage of their life? So for me, that was just the starting point for me. And one other thing that inspired me to start focusing on women and girls initiative was my mom. So my mom got married off when she was 16 years old, you know, and then I think I lost my dad when she was about 30 something too, so you can imagine not being in school, um, not having any financial support for her to start her life and take care of her children. Do you understand? So I,
Mm,
I just look at it, put all together that girls are really going through it. And if I did not have the opportunity to go to school, what would have become of me? Maybe I would be like my mom. But then if my
mm.
mom had had opportunity to go to school, she wouldn't have been married off at a very
At that
young age.
age,
And
yeah.
if even if she was married off at a young age, if she had had any form of financial support, she would have been able to care for her children and for herself. So the education for me is the foundation of everything. Once
Mm.
you're educated, you'll be able to it empowers you to be able to be more, to always seek out for more, to be a better person.
Okay, so that inspired you. So how has your foundation impacted the lives of young girls and women?
Fogi is always about impact, which was one reason why, even when I felt that the organization should not revolve around me alone, because I
Okay.
wanted it to outlift me. I wanted
Yeah,
us
that's it.
to create more impact and gain wider audience, regardless of who it is that started what. Do you
Mm,
understand?
yeah.
Fogi has been a beacon of support and impact to women and girls across various states. Yeah, we started in Bauchi when we were um, supporting women and girls through education, economic empowerment. Where we have skill acquisition and all of that. We moved to Jos. We've worked in Gombe, we've worked in and here we're in Abuja. So it has just been um providing support system, providing educational, economical, and social support to women and girls and young people at large. He is striving towards raising young women who will become leaders of tomorrow, leading in different spheres of life. So that's it basically.
Beautiful. Good job. I
Thank
love
you.
the work you're doing. Yeah. Okay. So, how best can we support women in our society
Hmm. How do we support women?
and young girls?
For me, I would say that um, as a husband, as a brother, as a father to any girl, because
Mm,
the girls that we are training today are the ones that will become the women of tomorrow.
mm,
We just need to make them understand that we believe in them, we support them, we are willing to nurture their abilities to become who they want to be without any form of limitation. And I want to also tell people out there that it is possible to have it all, even though the society makes it look impossible. It is possible for women to be good mothers, good wives, and still be
mm,
good leaders. Because we have the likes of Ngozi Nkonjo-Iweala, Awoshika, Tara Duro, Fela, and all of those ones. They are
yeah.
able to be who they want to be because they have men who support them and they have children, they have thriving homes. We
Mm,
have to shy away from the narrative that when women succeed, they become rebellious, they become
yeah.
unsubmissive, and all of those narratives that we have out there. Do your part as a husband, as a father, and as a brother to any female gender that you find in your cycle. Because if you
Mm,
believe in them, they can believe in themselves too, that they are able to do what others could not do. We are not neglecting the boys. Of course, you're supporting everyone. Support any woman or girl that you see around you just as much as you support any boy or man that you find around you.
beautiful. Let's all be supportive. It's been an amazing conversation with you on the topic of motherhood, as a working mom, all you do, making impact as a mother and a wife. So, final word to a mother.
I would say that you should give yourself grace as a mother, as a wife, and as someone who looks towards creating impact. You know,
Mm,
um, you don't have to do the big things. As a step in the right direction can go a long way. So because somebody is doing it big does not mean that you should doubt your own journey. Everybody's journey is
mm,
different, and
yeah,
what everybody is chasing is different. Just give yourself grace. Rome was not built in one day. Nobody will motivate you. Motivate yourself. You have to get out there, dust yourself, and do what you need to do. You're doing a great job, regardless of how
mm,
you feel. Just give yourself grace, and we are rooting for you.
yeah. We are all rooting for you. So, thank you so much for being here on Living Beyond limitations. I love the work you're doing,
So,
helping young girls and women. Well done. So
thank
how
you.
do we support your work?
Well, you can find us on all social media platform as Fogi for Positive Change. You can support us by sharing, putting the word for us, sharing our work. You can volunteer, you can sponsor, you can donate in any form of way that you can use to push the work that we do. We look forward to it.
Okay. That's
Yes.
FOW
FOWGI for positive
for
change. So
positive change.
the full meaning is focusing on women and girls initiative for positive change.
Positive change.
So you
Right.
find the full guide for positive change.
Okay. All right. Thank you once again for being
Thank
here.
you so much for having me.
Thank you all for watching today's episode of Living Beyond Limitations. I hope this inspires our young girls, women, and mothers